Welcome back to Homework Help with Jen. This is Chapter 6. In the 9th edition, it's problem 35, and in the 8th edition, it's problem 33. Okay, so I'm looking at the 9th edition here, and we're dealing with a gas sample that starts out at 15 atmospheres and 10 liters. Okay, the external pressure is 2 atmospheres, and it's allowed to expand at that pressure. Okay, so that pressure is going to be used a couple times. It tells us to calculate the work in units of kilojoules and that Boyle's law applies. Okay, so I already have some things written down here. First of all, we're going to need this at the end. It's the conversion from liter atmospheres to joules and then kilojoules. Okay, and then I've started here with a picture that shows where our gas is. So we need to do this in 2 steps. The first step is that we need to remember that Boyle's law, okay, from last chapter is P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Okay, so our P1 and our V1 are going to be the 15 atmospheres and 10 liters, okay, from our initial, and our P2 is going to be the 2 atmospheres that we're allowed to expand against. Okay, so if the external pressure is 2 atmospheres and the gas is allowed to expand, then it'll expand until the internal and external pressures are the same. Okay, so that'll end up being the pressure that we're going to use with work as well. And then we're solving for V2. Okay, so then V2 is equal to 15 times 10 divided by 2. All right, so 15 times 10 is 150. I don't even need a calculator for this one. 150 divided by 2 is 75. We can have 3 significant figures here, so it's 75.0 liters. Okay, and that's our final volume. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to remember that work is equal to negative P delta V. So again, we're going to use that external pressure. That's kind of our overall pressure that we're working for. And so that gives us negative and then 2 atmospheres. Okay. Now our delta V is our V final minus V initial. So V2 minus V1. Okay. So it's 75 liters minus 10 liters. Okay. So again, we might not need a calculator for this. 75 minus 10 is 65. I'll do it on the calculator just to be safe. 65, and then times 2 is 130, and we have this negative sign here. So this becomes negative 130 liter atmospheres. Okay. I put this decimal point here to remind us that we have 3 significant figures, and I'm carrying my units through to remind myself that I can't be done because work isn't really in terms of liter atmospheres. So now what I need to do is I need to convert this into kilojoules. So I say, okay, negative 130 liter atmospheres. Now I set up my conversion. So here it is up here. Okay, so I need 1 liter atmosphere per 101.3 joules. That'll cancel out my liter atmospheres, and it leaves me with joules. But the answer needs to be in kilojoules, so now I need to set up 1,000 joules on the bottom to cancel to 1 kilojoule on the top. So now I can cancel my joules. So now I do 130 times 101.3 divided by 1,000, and I get negative 13.169. But I can only have 3 significant figures, So the 6 rounds up and we get negative 13.2 kilojoules. Whoa.